Okay, this is one of my side projects here, and what I have set up here is a nickel plating tank. I think it would be kind of neat to have parts that were nickel plated, and it's a very simple process to do, at least for the volume that I'm going to be doing. What I have is I have two nickel plates, and one is hooked up to the positive and one is hooked up to the negative. And the negative, although it is a red thing, it's still hooked up to a black wire. And what you do is you sit it in the solution and run a low voltage current through it. Now, low voltage, you talking right now, I'm running about between 5 and 6 volts through it. And you can see where it's fizzing. And the reason that it's fizzing is because it's taken some of the nickel off of the bar and putting it into solution. And that's why there's green, and that's the nickel in the solution. You can see I really saturated it yesterday, and overnight some of it settled back out into metal again. But there's still enough left inside the solution. What I'm using for power is I'm using an old phone charger, and I take it down and I split the wires into positive and negative, and like I said, that's all we need because it's got the low voltage. So what I'm going to do is, if I can do this one-handed, I'm going to take this one out, the negative out, and if I can find what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a trigger, off of the 94 that I'm working on, and I'm going to put it in the solution, and it should start fizzing. Down here, closer so I don't bend so much. Okay, it's starting to fizz a little bit, and it fizzes as it plates itself, and eventually here, within a few minutes, we'll wiggle it back and forth a little bit, get it a little bit more even. Now the solution that I have in there is just vinegar and salt. The vinegar and the salt act as a pretty good conductor of electricity, and it allows the process to happen better. You can see where it's already starting to coat the trigger. And sometimes it'll start fizzing pretty good, and this shouldn't take too long. I'm going to move my flashlight here. Make a bunch of noise. Okay. It shouldn't take too long. What I plan to do is for my Winchester 32 is, I don't know if anybody remembers, but what I did was I brassed all the screws and stuff on it, and the hammer and the trigger, and I plan to do the same thing with the chrome, I mean not the chrome, with the nickel instead, and we'll get to see what that looks like. All right, let's check this again. All right. Okay, it's beginning to look like we're just about there. I'm actually going to take it out and we'll get a look at it and see what it looks like. I'm in the dark corner here, only because it's the only place I had for it, and it needed to be around electricity. So there it is. Let's go see. Okay, well, it looks like we're looking pretty good here. I might put it in for just a couple more minutes just because the inside of the trigger here. But overall, I think it's looking really good. At least the, you know, this stuff's not going to show. Yeah, I'm going to let it, you know what, it looks pretty good.